Spending time outdoors is something everyone should be able to do. And starting this summer, every Minnesotan can. That is because state parks are now offering a free service for those with mobility challenges. AllTerrain Chairs are going to be free to rent at several state parks, making unpaved trails accessible to all. WCCO's Marielle Moe shows us how this program is enhancing lives.
It kind of feels like you're driving a tank.
Tracks like this will not stop Brittany Wilson from getting on a gravel road, dirt trail, or open field in Myrie Big Island State Park, something she's never been able to do before in a regular electric wheelchair.
I'm 34 years old, and for the first time in 34 years, I'm able to go where I want to outside and, without the fear of getting stuck.
In partnership with the Health Department and Minnesota Council on Disability, the DNR is placing these all-terrain track chairs at 5 state parks over the course of the summer, including here at Myrie Big Island State Park, Camden and Crow Wing State Parks, and then later this month at Lake Bemidji State Park, and towards the end of the summer, the 5th one will be at Maplewood State Park.
It offers just a whole new world and level of access. Thank you.
Mike Leisty tested out the new all-terrain chair before he and his wife Heather bring their 5-year-old son Abe to the park this summer. Abe has cerebral palsy and uses a wheelchair every day.
Having something with tracks on it that would get him out into nature would just blow his mind.
They're hopeful these new additions to the state parks will get them outside more often as a family.
The first time that our son tries it and gets to experience it, it is going to be a constant question of can we go out to the state park and go on the chairs?
These chairs work just as well in the snow, so they're available for use at state parks year-round. In Albert Lee, Marielle Moe, WCCO 4 News.
Throughout the pandemic, there has been a seemingly endless amount of data reflected through charts and graphs. But one Robbinsdale woman is using her pandemic hobby to create a more eye-catching way for us to process this information. WCCO's Kirsten Mitchell shows us how that she used COVID numbers to knit her way through the last couple of years.
It's a 10-foot-long story of the past 2 years.
So the light yellow was until we had up to 100 cases. And
beginning with Amy Fisher's habit of checking Minnesota's COVID numbers.
It was a way I could, I could take that and do something with it instead of just stewing about it.
The Robbinsdale stay-at-home mom of 4 has knitted since high school, but the pandemic unraveled a new challenge.
I was already sort of obsessing over what the COVID numbers were doing locally.
And a need to stitch away the stress.
This was fall of 2020, and I can tell this is Thanksgiving.
On one side, she knitted the state's COVID data with each tulip, 5% of the population.
I liked being able to see the cases were dropping. It's getting back to yellow again. Okay, we're gonna be okay.
Vaccinations shortened the width. The other side shows her family's vaccination journey.
When my loved ones have gotten sick, they haven't gotten horribly ill, and I think that vaccines have the most to do with that.
It's not the first time she's visualized her surroundings. In 2019, she knitted a blanket based on the year's weather.
Showed when it rained, when it snowed, how much rain, how much snow, if we had thunderstorms.
Her creative projects have left her with plenty of extra yarn.
And making socks for my 7-year-old, who will appreciate having socks of 19 colors. There's something about having a tactile thing to work with that is a nice balance to everything else happening, all the craziness in life.
In Robbinsdale, Kirsten Mitchell, WCCO 4 News.
The Twin Cities art community is supporting Ukraine by honoring an artist who has earned a reputation for his breathtaking work in Maple Grove. Alex Matsyov is a Ukrainian-based artist from Kyiv. Nearly every year, his work dazzles and inspires at the Arbor Lake Chalk Fest. But this year, he was unable to leave Ukraine. Adam Duxter explains how his wife and other artists are keeping his work alive.
With every stroke of chalk, Tetiana Talanova goes deeper into her element.
Oh, this is something I've been doing from the childhood. It's just a part of me. I'm always drawing something.
Which makes the streets of Maple Grove a welcome home. And the mural she's working on,
I'm making the jug. It's a Ukrainian traditional style.
a chance to escape reality and the war at home. albeit momentarily.
Of course, it's not the regular life, our common life.
Two artists, Talanova and her husband Alex, live in Kyiv. When the war started, Tetiana was able to escape to Germany. Alex had to stay behind.
I was praying like it couldn't be happen, but deep inside I was prepared for this.
And while it meant Tetiana making a solo flight to the States this time around, she's not alone, as the artists around her work to complete a design Alex created, while raising funds where they can.
Everybody who comes to these events becomes part of the family, and so whenever anybody is having something going on in their life, we like to rally around them.
Painting a picture of hope in a time it's desperately needed.
But I really believe everything will be good. We will win, and as I told you, like this jug will be put back together.
Adam Duxter, WCCO 4 News.
Just ahead, a basketball team makes a whole lot of something out of nothing. Get ready to meet the inspiring squad that has defied the odds to win big.